Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Catherine. I've prepared a 10-minute hip stretching routine for you today. You don't need any equipment except for a comfortable pair of pants. And then if you find it hard on your hips to sit on the ground for a couple of minutes, feel free to prop them underneath your sit bones with a pillow or something soft, just to elevate your hips a bit higher above your knees. Can make it easier to sit for extended periods of time. We're going to start with our butterfly stretch. So the pinky side of your foot, you can pretend it's like a book. Its binding is together at the bottom, and then you're going to open on the top. So big toe side allowed to open. And to intensify this stretch, we move the heels in towards our body. If we need to decrease the intensity a bit, we can move our feet a bit further. And we're just going to start with just a few gentle dynamic movements, really nice and small and slow, just gently fluttering your knees. And then when it feels good for you, you can slowly move to stillness. So you can flutter a little bit more, or you can just go to a nice still position. Making sure your spine is nice and tall here. Yeah, looking good. If you find you're really tight on your inner hips there, and your knees are up a lot higher, you can bring pillows underneath, fold them in half, and then offer that support underneath. Sometimes we actually get a deeper stretch by using props or supports, because then the muscles can relax and lengthen like we want them to if they aren't feeling too much pressure on them or too much resistance. Now just a few more breaths here. See if you can walk your heels maybe in a bit closer towards you. Yeah, just like that. One of the good things about taking the time to stretch your hips is often low back pain is associated with tight hips as well. So if you're feeling low back pain, sometimes stretching your hips actually helps relieve that. As well as your hips can be the cause or associated with a lot of misalignment in other parts of your body, such as your knees and your ankles. So good, flexible and strong hips, you really can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with. Okay, let's do 2 more breaths here. Inhale yourself nice and tall, long spine. Yeah, and exhale, allow those shoulders to slide down. One more time, inhale tall, and exhale. We're gonna get our Piriformis next. As you can lengthen your right leg in front of you, straight in front or to the side, and then you're just going to bring your left leg in front of your body. And so you can twist if you would like towards your left side, but the main thing I'll rotate just so you can see that we're focusing on here is feeling the stretch in your left hip. So pull that knee towards you to really feel that piriformis muscle along here. Your piriformis muscle goes sort of from the lower part of your back all the way to the head of your femur. So it crosses over the hip. And again, we're trying to sit nice and tall, really hugging that knee in towards us to feel the stretch along that glute hip area on our right side. Or on your left side, my right side, sorry, since you're a mirror image of me. If you want, you can add that little twist, or maybe you're already doing the twist, you can deepen it a bit if it supports you. Yeah, taking a few more breaths here. Let's do 2 breaths together. You can inhale nice and tall. Exhale, hug that knee a bit tighter. Inhale again. And exhale, hug that knee. And release. Shift your pelvis back by putting the weight in your hands behind you. Give your legs a little shake. And we're just going to switch sides. So now I'm bringing my left leg over, you're bringing your right on top. And again, I pull that knee in nice and tight to my chest, feeling that in that piriformis muscle. Your piriformis muscle is responsible for a lot of the rotation in your hip, especially externally. Yeah, hug that knee in nice and tight. Trying to get that stretch. With any of the stretches we do today, if you feel your muscles shaking or if it's sharp pain, you want to ease off. So when you have that shaky feeling in your stretch, typically you've gone too far, and the muscle's actually shortening on you, which you don't want. You want to a stretch to lengthen your muscles. So if you find that shaking's occurring, ease back so you can get more benefits from the stretch and you aren't working against what your original intention was. See if you can sit up a bit taller. I know I can feel myself slouching. pulling that knee in towards you, really feeling that stretch. Yeah, and let's do 2 more breaths here. You can inhale nice and tall, and exhale, shoulders slide down. Inhale, tall again, and exhale, shoulders slide down. Place your hands behind you. Yeah, legs are in front, and you can give them a little shake. Yeah, just like that. Okay, we're gonna come to lay on our backs. And we're just gonna start by pulling our right knee in nice and tight to our chest. And if you can, you want to draw back to that breathing here. So breathing not only helps relax you, but it also helps facilitate the movements. So we want to inhale nice and tall on our spine, really full ribs. And then as we exhale, we see if we can deepen the stretch, pulling that right knee tighter towards us. Continuing to breathe deeply. So you inhale to improve form, exhale to deepen, encouraging that knee to move even closer. Taking a few more breaths here. Okay, you can continue to remain static if you'd like, or you can bring a few rotations into your hip. So I'm sort of lotioning that joint, encouraging nice fluid movement in it. Yeah, my knee walks away, makes its way back in. And if you find any spots that are a bit clicky or jerky, feel free to work over them a little bit extra. Making sure to go both directions, so if you haven't reversed already, doing so now. Placing your right foot on the ground, allow that right knee to fall open to the side. Propping if you need, so if your knee doesn't go all the way to the ground, propping with your right hand to offer a bit of support. Again, encouraging that right hip to open. Inhale, draw back to center, squeeze that right knee to your chest. Exhale, allow it to extend, draw your left knee nice and tight. And again, we come back to that breathing. So I inhale, lengthen through my spine, expand in my ribs. And as I exhale, that knee comes closer towards me. One more time, inhale, nice full breath. Exhale, see if you can deepen that stretch on your left side. And then if you would like, you're welcome to stay static, or you can bring in a little bit of movement, working over any spots with resistance in them. Yeah, so if anything feels a bit sticky, give it a bit extra time. And reversing directions if you haven't already. Allow your left foot to go to the floor, opening to the side if you need, propping underneath that left leg, like a kickstand with your left hand. Just opening in your left hip. Taking a few breaths here. Inhale, draw that knee back to center, give it a little squeeze. Place it down on the ground. Right ankle comes on top of left knee. Staying here if you feel like that stretch is already present in your right hip, or gripping behind or in front of that left knee to encourage a deepening in your right hip stretch, wanting that external rotation to occur. Seeing if you can find your breath in this position. Even if breathing deeply isn't something you practice regularly in exercise, I know it's typically associated with yoga, I promise it's beneficial. So see if you can just get a few deep breaths here. They don't have to be fancy. All you have to do is be aware of them. Yeah, so you can draw that knee a bit tighter to your chest or open up in that right hip a bit more. And switching sides, left ankle comes on top, gripping behind or in front of that right knee, or if that's not available today, staying on the ground, encouraging that left leg to externally rotate, maybe by applying pressure with your hand on your inner thigh. Seeing if you can get a few good breaths in here. So inhale, feel your ribs expand. Exhale, see if you can deepen a little bit in that stretch. Taking a few more breaths here. Inhale nice and full. And exhale. One last one, inhale. As you exhale, hug both knees to your chest. Drop your feet down to the ground, walk them nice and wide. We're just gonna do a few windshield wipers. So drop those knees side to side. Yeah, and this is really good for releasing your low back. I think I mentioned at the beginning of our little 10-minute video that hips are really interrelated, so low back pain can also be as a result of hip, not just always back issues. So getting this little low back release can feel really good when you're doing a hip routine. Plus we get the internal and external rotation of our hips as we move side to side, again sort of lotioning the joint. Taking a few more of these, working at your own pace. And then you can either continue here, or if you'd like, you can come up for a little happy baby to finish. Gripping behind your knees, your toes, or the inside of your feet, whatever supports you best, and pulling your knees towards your armpits to really encourage that hip stretch. Yeah, so if you can't reach your feet, honestly don't worry about it, just grab behind your knees. And then if you would like, taking a little side to side motion. Draw your knees to your chest. Roll to one side and you can come up to your seated position. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. Hopefully your hips are feeling better, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.